The comfort zone of pain, a life half lived. Picture this. You're sitting in rush hour traffic after a grueling 10-hour shift at a job you hate. Your mind drifts to fantasies of a lottery win, early retirement, or a distant day when you can finally live freely. But as the years pass, the lottery ticket is still a dream, and retirement is decades away, if you're lucky. Sound familiar? This is the reality for too many people, chained to car notes, mortgages, credit card debt, and the illusion of making it. They are grinding themselves into the ground. They chase material possessions that bring fleeting satisfaction, but no lasting joy. It's a vicious cycle. And while not everyone is trapped in it, let's be real, the majority are. I've been there. Born in Manhattan, raised in Queens. I've pretty much seen it all. From the Wall Street suits to the hustlers on Jamaica Avenue, everyone's chasing something. But what are they really running from? Often, it's the fear of not being enough in a society that constantly demands more. Scenario 1, the overworked believer. Let's take Marcus, a 45-year-old father of 3. He works 2 jobs, days as a security guard, nights as an Uber driver. He dreams of one day owning a vacation home and traveling with his family. But here's the kicker. Marcus hasn't had a day off in 3 years. His kids barely know him, and his wife misses the man she married. He believes that just a little more grinding will set him free. But the truth? He's missing life's greatest moments. His kids' soccer games, family dinners, quiet nights with his wife, all for a dream that keeps moving further away. Scenario 2, the stretched thin optimist. Meet Linda, a 32-year-old office worker. She's living her best life on Instagram, flaunting new outfits, Starbucks cups, and self-care days. Behind the scenes, she's drowning in credit card debt and working unpaid overtime to keep up appearances. Linda keeps telling herself that next month is going to be better, but the cycle of spend, work, repeat never ends. Her likes on social media can't fill the void in her heart. Scenario 3, the hopeless dreamer. Then there's Joe, a 58-year-old former factory worker who lost everything during the pandemic. Now homeless, he still believes the system will bounce back and create opportunities for him. He spends his days walking miles to job interviews only to be told he's overqualified or too old. Joe's faith in the system is both tragic and inspiring. But the reality is clear. The system isn't designed to uplift him. It's designed to use and discard people like him. 5 practices to break free and live fully. Number 1, redefine success in designer clothes. Real success is health, happiness, and meaningful connections. Spend time with loved ones, pursue hobbies, and embrace simplicity. Number 2, detox from the grind. Start small. Dedicate 10 minutes a day to something that truly brings you joy. Whether it's reading, meditating, or simply sitting in silence, gradually expand that time until it becomes a non-negotiable part of your life. 3, ditch the debt trap. Don't let materialism keep you enslaved. Cut back on unnecessary expenses, prioritize savings, and consider downsizing if it means more financial freedom. A smaller home, beats a life of constant stress. 4, reconnect with nature. Step outside, walk in the park, sit by a river, or watch the sunset. Nature has a way of reminding us of life's simple pleasures, things money can't buy. 5, happiness isn't a future event. It's a daily practice. Laugh, play, and find gratitude in the little things. Remember when we used to laugh so hard it hurt? Let's bring that back. Too many of us live as if happiness is a reward we'll receive after a lifetime of suffering. But let me tell you, as someone who's seen the best and worst of New York City, tomorrow isn't promised. I grew up in the hustle and bustle of Queens, and I've seen the cost of chasing dreams at the expense of the present. Friends who work themselves to death, neighbors who sacrifice family for status. It's a tragic waste of life. Life isn't a race to the finish line. It's an adventure meant to be savored daily. We're not here just to pay bills and die. We're here to experience, to love, to laugh, and to grow. So step back and ask yourself, what am I chasing? And is it worth the life I'm giving up in the process? If you're waiting for some magical someday to start living, stop. That day is today. You don't need a lottery win, a retirement party, or a new car to find joy. You just need to open your eyes to the blessings you already have. Start small, take a walk, call a friend, laugh, because when you look back on your life, it won't be the hours you worked or the money you made that matter. It'll be the moments you truly lived. Let's make today the day we stop surviving and start thriving. Life is short, but it's also beautiful, and every day is a chance to embrace that beauty and that happiness totally and fully. I had to say this. I had to share this. This was on my mind all day today. And in actuality, I did so much and I accomplished so much, and I'm so very happy with the accomplishments on this day that I made. And I didn't get a chance to talk to my family here. So I'm a little tired, but I stayed up and I said, let me get this off my chest. You see, in this day and age, for some reason, and I want to really know from you how you feel about this. This is 2024. Tomorrow evening, folks will be counting down to the new year, to 2025. It was like the new year last year was 2 months ago to me. Time appears to be moving faster, yet we are disconnected from each other. And there seems to be less joy in the world. It seems to be less connectedness in the world. It seems to be less community. And community doesn't mean your actual neighborhood, but the connectedness to maybe a friend who's living in a different country or living in a different state or different city. Or maybe they have a different work schedule. You don't see them that much, but you have a connectedness with them. Maybe you talk every day on the phone. I don't know, but we don't seem to have those things anymore. And that bothers me because you know what? This world, the way it is, the way it feels, is not what I expected when I was younger. It's like the love is sucked out of it. The joy is taken out of it. And it's an emptiness. Now, me, myself, within myself, I'm full of love, I'm full of joy, I'm full of happiness, and sometimes I do have days that I feel down. But when I look around me at the expressions on people's face, and I look at this particular banner that you're looking at, look at the woman's eyes. She's on a commute. You can see the train behind her, but she doesn't look happy. When you go on your morning commute, if it is the morning or whenever your commute is, do me a favor, look around at the faces. I drove a bus in Orlando, Florida for many years. When I would look at that rear view mirror that reflected what was looking at me, as far as the faces, and they didn't know, there weren't too many happy faces. Not too many at all. And that was the evening coming in. And the times that I did drive in the morning rush, The same thing. Day in and day out, day in and day out. Of course, there were people who smiled and said good morning, and there were some who were enthusiastic. But here's the thing. A lot of the folks who would be considered older, those were the ones that seemed to have more happiness in their heart. The ones who may have been a little younger, and this is not a race thing, this is not a color thing or an age thing or affluence or whatever, but it seems like the younger folks, and I don't mean younger meaning just 20 and 25. It could be younger than me because I'm 62 in April. It could be 55. It could be 50, but 40s and 30s. There's a lot of unhappy faces. I don't know. And they just don't know the joy that we used to have back in the day, where life was simpler. We didn't have all of this instant communication. We didn't have all of this social media. If you called somebody and they weren't home, well, you had to wait for them to call you back because they just weren't home. Now we have the phones in our pocket, and you can reach us at any time. You can text us at any time. And with all of these forms of communication, guess what? We're more stressed, more lonely, and more unhappy. So what's up with that? Is it really doing anything for us? So even me now, who used to be online all the time, and I'm still on a whole lot, but I realize it for what it is, because there are times now that I put the phone down, I'll take a walk, I'll cut it off, and I'll vibrate with somebody who's in front of me, a living, breathing person. Maybe a compliment I'll give. Maybe I'll make them laugh. Maybe I'll make them think. But it's so satisfying to exchange with another human being real energy. Not this high-tech, technological, there's something about vibrating with a human being. There's something about going to dinner. Now, I'm a man, right? And I'm saying this in general. Going to dinner in a restaurant with a beautiful young lady, and you're looking in her eyes, and you're really speaking some true life into her. Doesn't mean you always have to flirt. Doesn't mean you're always going to try to seduce her, right? What's better than having your male friends with you as a man, and you talk about things back in the day that happened when you grew up. Now, you're not living in the past, but you have the present, but you're also going back far. What a joy. What happened to long-term friendships? Tell me that. I mean, it seems like many scroll endlessly through Facebook pages, and they base things on looks or, oh, the car they seem to be driving. I want to be friends with them. Ooh, look at that girl's backside. I got to get a piece of that. Let's be real. And they could be putting up a false image, and we ghost them and discard them when they don't live up to what we thought they were going to be in our lives. People are not givers anymore. They become takers. Take. They'll come to you smiling, but many people have a modus operandi in the back of their mind. Like, I have a plan. I want to get something from you. I got some status I want to get from you. There's something I want you to do for me. What happened to the good old days? You know what? You can take your cell phone back. Now, I use it. It's a tool. It doesn't dig that deep into my life anymore. It used to, but it doesn't. But you could take it back. Go back to the days when we used to have to use a dime or a quarter in the public telephone. And we'd call our friends' houses, and maybe the mother would pick up or the father would pick up. Oh, he's not in right now, or she's not in right now. Well, let them know I called. And when you finally get around your friends, you're so happy. Isn't that something? That's a beautiful thing. But there's so many voids now. And we replace that, because we don't have it anymore, with the materialism that this world pushes on us to keep us chained. I don't want any of it. I'm content with what I have. I've done well for myself. And I'm happy with it, and I want to enjoy it with the time that I have left on this earth. I don't know if it's 20 years, 100 years, 2 days, whatever it may be. Within myself, I have nothing to prove to this world. Social media, society, the movies, the fake friends, which I don't have, because if I find out you're fake, I'm getting rid of you and you will be banished from my life. And that's another reason why I'm so content. All of those energies pulling on me. Trust me, when you do some house cleaning, things come to you faster. You can think clearer. You move better. You don't have all of these entities who have their own strange hang-ups and they're watching you 24/7 on social media and all of the stuff that's going on, and their energies are tied to you. No, I don't want it. I notice that my sleep is better. I notice that I digest my food better. I'm not caught up like many of these other people in the comfort zone of pain, with the frustration of living in this society and trying to keep up on the treadmill is running us down, and pain becomes normalcy. Isn't that something? We don't know anything else. It's like we're drinking a big cup of fatigue. The comfort zone of pain. Those two words don't belong together, comfort zone and pain. But pain has become our comfort zone. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. I don't want to get myself caught up in anything that's going to cause me this discomfort and pain. I'm free, finally. I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. There's no big debts hanging over my head. And I'm good. Let somebody else pay the card note. Let somebody else buy the mansion. Let me have nature and let me take a nice long walk and get a phone call. Yes, I do still have my phone from a good friend, and we can laugh our asses off on the things that we've done. Excuse my French, I had to say it that way. I'm quite sure many of you understand where I'm coming from. When music was really music, right? When you had time to sit down and enjoy a meal, not rushed in a car after going to a fast food joint and all you can do is eat the fries before you get there or before you get home. Too tired to laugh, too tired to live because you're beat down. Going home knowing that you're not going to have a good time because you got to turn around and come back out and go back to work again. You bought a brand new car and it sits in the work parking lot and it sits at home. You might go to the store with it. You might run a few errands with it, but it's doing nothing for you. And I'm not knocking anybody who likes nice things if you can afford it. But do you really do the things that you do for yourself? Or are you doing it because it's normalcy, the comfort zone of pain? I'm quick to laugh now more than I ever have been. And I've always maintained a good attitude all throughout my life. But there were times when the life force was sucked out of me. Not all the way, but just enough for me to notice that I'm not laughing as much. You know, when you're quick to laugh, this is my theory. You're healthy. Your heart is good. I mean, your emotions, your spirituality, everything I have. When I was a kid, I'll tell you this. My father would get in late from one of his jobs. You know, he had his own business, so he'd push it sometime. And he'd say, listen, I don't want to go tomorrow. I'm going to push it tonight. And sometimes in the summer vacation, I'd go with him, because I had to go to school. Make a long story short, I was just so happy to be with him. My mother might have been sleeping, but we brought home some food. We shouldn't be eating late, but we're going to eat late anyway. And it's in the wee hours. And for some reason, I love to fight fatigue. When I fight fatigue, when I fight sleep, it makes me high naturally. So here I am nibbling on some food. My father's sitting at the table with me, and he starts looking at me. Like he's just staring at me. And I don't know, I would start laughing. And every little thing was funny. That's bliss. And I remember him saying, and if you follow the show, they would call me Lancey, right? Because his name is Lance. We had the same name, but if my mother called to him and to me and we're in the backyard, we'd both come because we're both named Lance. So she's like, I'm calling you Lancey since you're the smaller one, and I'm calling him Lance. So my father would say, when I'm laughing uncontrollably for no reason, hey, Lancey, because he's Jamaican, so he had an accent, Lancey, You're getting stupid now, huh? He wasn't calling me stupid. He was just saying that you're getting stupid now. You know, you're laughing, and that would set me off even more. We'd eat watermelon and split it down the middle and just eat until we couldn't eat no more and go to bed so happy. Oh, man, what happened to those times? I've had them. I have them. But for the youngsters now and for whatever age you are you living in the comfort zone of pain where it blocks your ability to have joy a little bit every day? Tomorrow, I'm telling you straight up, I'm going to meet some wonderful people. I'm going to have some wonderful conversations, and we're going to switch numbers, and we're going to get close. Now, you can't do that with everybody, but I'm saying this. I'm throwing this out to the universe. I'm in a whole new country. I have Ghanaian citizenship now. I have a Ghanaian card, a Ghana card that says I'm Ghanaian. Isn't that something? I got a Ghanaian passport. I love America, not the system, but my people there, yes. What I'm saying is that it's opened the door for new possibilities. I'm a citizen here and in America, dual citizenship. It's a wonderful thing. I'm going to travel this year coming, which is in 2 days, but that's not going to be on the 1st of January. But I'm going to travel to several countries this year on the continent. I'm going to go beyond. There's some places that I want to check out that's not Africa, not now. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Singapore. There's a couple places that are very affluent and very, oh man, the world's a big place. It's wonderful. I have no time to sit down and chain myself to another job because I went and purchased too many things. And the world is circulating and going on. I want to walk on different beaches. I want to say good morning to strangers. Some who look like me and some who don't look like me. I want to vibrate at my highest. Are you, I'm not saying this like I am and you're not. I just want you to ask the question, are you vibrating at your highest? There's some people who, not to focus on the negative, but I've done things to them, right? On a social media level, whatever. They've tried to destroy me, try to put you down, try to smear your reputation, but it comes back to them. Like they don't really know the laws, how this thing works. And here I am having the best time of my life. Have time to myself, get to know myself again, feeling centered. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm going to have the most delicious sleep tonight. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to sleep down in that pillow. And I'm going to wake up. And when I wake up, I'm going to lay in the bed for another 30 or 45 minutes before I'm ready to put my feet to the ground. And when I put my feet to the ground, trust and believe, I'm going to know what my mission is. I'll have what I want to do. And I'll wait for the download from my creator to guide me to another wonderful day. Because you know what? If it wasn't for my creator and the positive thoughts and the positive people that he's allowed to come in my life, I wouldn't be where I am now. And it's not just a Ghana thing, but it's in my heart. And I could never, ever get to this place by living in the comfort zone of pain. I know I ramble a little bit, but that's just the way I am. Leave a comment, share your thoughts, and know that I love you very much. Lancescurv out, on to the next one. Let's talk about real stuff. The foolishness that's out here, it's not worth it. Let's ascend and you hear my voice? I'm talking so much today, right? You'll see why in a few days. But anyway, much love to you all. Take care. Lancescurv out. Peace.
Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.